Well, welcome to the first ever S&M Show, being filmed in Cardonald College. It's another $1 billion production from Paramount Pictures. Right, so the first thing we've got on our list of topics that we're talking about today, public transport.
Well, transport's an awful like pubic Matthew, but I'll take your word for it. Matthew, I was on the bus today.
We can talk about pubic transport if you want.
Maybe later. Pubic trains. I was on a bus today and I think the prices are maybe slipping a little bit. I mean, the drivers are bastards, so let's face it, I know, I mean, they're all fucking immigrants and...
You can't say that.
I mean, I think...
What about the YouTube community?
I think public transport's kind of taking a turn for the worst, Matthew. Now, I was on a bus today, believe it or not, and the driver had the audacity to tell me to turn the music off, and I thought, well, you know, what about the wee bastards up the back? You know, they play their music all out, they're talking about people's mothers, people's sisters, people's grannies, half cousins, second cousins. I think you get the general idea, family tree. What do you, I'm obviously very upset about this, Matthew. What are your views on bus drivers who are bastards, by the way? And
well, to be honest, Stephen, it has been quite a while since I've got the bus.
Right.
I tend to get the train more often now.
Right.
And what I find with the train is, one, you get arsehole conductors.
But that's true.
One time, I actually tried to bump a fucking pound off me.
Fuck's sake.
I had to chase him up the train. And he was like, no. And I was like, aye, you have. He was like, no. And I was like, aye, you have.
The cheek of the wee prick.
Aye, exactly. He was about 65, and he's still playing that game.
Is it?
Aye.
Fuck's sake.
So I sat doing that, as you know, like 20 to 10. And he came back and he was like, right, I'm going to give you, I've not got enough time to count my money, but here's the pound. And I was like, right, you are.
Tell you something. Right, we've got... What have we got next here, Matthew? I think we've got a question from Jane in Kilmarnock. She's saying in, Stephen and Matt, love the show, by the way. Stephen, you're so much better than Matthew. Matthew always kind of looks like a bit of a tit on the camera. And the question from...
Where the fuck did you learn to read?
Your mum. And I've got a question from Jane Kilmarnock, obviously, 35 years old. She's actually a nice MILF, of course. She is actually, but I'm keeping it. She says, Stephen and Matthew, alphabetical of course, what are your views in doing homework on Sundays? Matthew?
Well, to be honest, Stephen, the last time I did homework on a Sunday...
Yes?
I don't think I ever have.
No?
I wasn't a big one for doing homework.
No?
Actually, throughout the whole primary school thing, I never did my homework.
And tell me, Matthew, what about the high school thing? That whole thing?
I did do my homework there because you actually get punished for it.
You did get punished for that, quite so.
But I did get kicked out of credit maths.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Only got 3 folks. Small life for me.
I know.
Stay in school.
Let me just say, Jane, that was a shit question. You can go fuck yourself. Question here
But you still keep the picture.
from Andrew. Where the fuck are you for Andrew? He says, what are your views on mum jokes? Now I've got to say, I think mum jokes are a bit played out. Started using them in the playgroup and then on to nursery. And primary 1 called my teacher's mum a cow. Threatened to sue me. But I think mum jokes have kind of adapted. It's like evolution, isn't it? It's like Andrew Darwin's theory of
Charles Darwin.
No, I'm not talking about Charles.
I'm sorry, folks.
Listen,
my co-colleague here is an illiterate bastard.
don't apologise. And don't get smart with me, you prick. I was actually talking about Andrew Darwin, Charles Darwin's older, and let's face it, much more successful brother, who created the first video camera, and I'd just like to say here from Cardonald College, thanks,
A big thank you.
a big thank you. So,
Do you know any good mum jokes, Stephen?
your mum?
Well, I think that's about as standard as it gets in Scotland.
That is, but
one thing I've noticed, it's not really that big anywhere else. It just seems to be a mainly Scottish thing.
yeah, it is. Well, if you've seen the hit TV show The In-Betweeners, they always make comments about Will's mother, Will Mackenzie, who played brilliantly by Simon Budd. He does a fantastic job. He does, doesn't he? Let's face it.
Looks like you. That's how it's doing.
And they're always making jokes about his mother.
Aye.
Right, there. So you could say that kind of comes into England, but we're not really seeing much of Wales and Northern Ireland. What are those two bastards doing? They're staying at the fucking game as usual. You know, they don't do fuck all.
Anywho,
Right.
I think we've kind of drifted off.
We've kind of summed it up. Andrew.
But again,
That's the guy.
Andrew Darwin.
No Andrew Darwin. Andrew, fuck knows where we sent the question. Claire Kennedy from Kent says, the weather in here is fantastic. Stephen, you're brilliant. What are your views on the weather, particularly in Scotland where you are just now? Well, obviously, Claire, it's currently stopped just now, current for Halloween. And the weather up here is...
Aye, so we're going to get, if you excuse the pun, a shower of arseholes.
That's very good, Matthew. A shower of arseholes indeed. Pitter-patter of wankers. So the weather up here's pish. You know, it's... but I think we've kind of adapted to it as Scottish people. You know, I think we've kind of adapted to it in a way...
I mean, I've adapted to the cold. I've put on quite a few pounds, and
yes.
I mean, I can run about in my boxers and I'll be alright.
You
For at
can,
least 6 minutes.
and you do that on a weekly basis, don't you?
You need to train. You never know when you're going to get caught
You've got to
outside
train.
in your boxers.
You've got to train, folks. Right? You've got to train.
Dan,
Dan, our executive producer, who thinks he's better than us, but we get paid more than you. Yeah, fuck. Get minimum wage. No, we get £150 per second. He gets £25 per 24 hours a day. And it's absolutely glorious. See when you see that check, it actually talks to you, you know, and it speaks to you, and it's
Stephen,
yes.
did you ever go for that job interview?
At HMV. Well, I was actually out with our good neighbourly friend here, Matthew. Look at this bastard here. Yes, thank you for that.
Taking us off our point, Dan. Yeah, arsehole.
We'll get to that moment in a second, thank you. Well, me and you were out having a good neighbourly drink, weren't we? What was it called, that fine place? Was it Pumas? No, it was Gazelles in Finiston. A few Jack and Cokes, maybe, you know, maybe one Red Stripe Lager, a pair of ciders, you know.
Just that.
You texted your friend and he didn't show up.
Let's not bring that up
yes,
in front of the YouTube audience. Let's not make me look like an arsehole in front of the people.
I'm sorry, Matt, I didn't mean offend you.
That's good.
Drink your water.
Anyway,
What was the point?
what's the point in listening?
You see, I think you're asking me a question.
Sorry folks, we're about to go into an intellectual debate. Anyway.
Let's just discuss this. A good question here from Dan the Fan, who says, hi Stephen and Matt, alphabetical as usual. I go to Cardonald College and I've been going there for 5 years now. The lifts are pish. Tell me, I absolutely love the views. Discuss the views on the lifts.
Well, what actually happened to me, my good compadre, was I was in lift number 4. For all you Cardonald collegians out there.
That fucking collegians.
Yeah, the collegians. Lift number 4 has a tendency to be a fucking death trap.
It is, by the way, it's shit.
I mean, I was in that lift, and the good man behind the camera here, Mr.
Richard Mitchell, our lead cameraman there, he's an absolute expert. He actually started writing the magazine Lifts Monthly, I think it's called. But he's also working on a new publication called Elevator Weekly, so go out there to your local newspaper at the back. Please continue, Matthew.
Well, basically, it's just a fucking death trap. And as we were going down, it started shuddering. And we actually shot ourselves.
Jesus Christ. See, that's what I've heard, they're putting a wee emergency box in, and like a wee Andrex pops out every now and then. You just pull it out, you know. But you can't take too much. Take only 2 sheets. 2 sheets cost you £5.